Seriously?
That last one was his face.
Actually, this is just surreal because I can't believe it's not me doing the shenanigans tonight.
Piper's behaving himself.
I am.
Whatever. You don't know that I'm not playing the drums on Chris's ass.
It's true.
Damage done.
This is JPEG Line.
This is Isha Booser.
This is Ed Miller. This is Tommy from Team Meat.
And you're listening.
Fistful of
Potions.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the FFoP Show, episode number 137. I am your host, Chris, and joining me tonight, as usual, Ryan.
Hey, how's it going?
Brian.
137
Oh!
in a row?
Piper.
Hey, what's up? My name is Ryan, and I pushed the wrong button there.
And tucked away somewhere back there is Jason.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, hey, Jason.
We got a full podcast.
We have a full house tonight, so I don't know how this is going to work out.
It turned into Denny's really fast.
Maybe.
Introduced 5 people.
Yes.
All the peoples.
All the peoples. Anyway, starting off the show like we usually do with recent releases. Kirby Triple Deluxe came out this week, along with Mario Golf World Tour for the 3DS.
Wait, Kirby came out this week?
Kirby came out today.
Whoops.
Wait, Mario Golf came out this week?
Mario Golf came out today.
Yeah.
Oh.
Put that out.
Whoa.
I'm hitting the links with the red hat.
Nintendo release date is Friday now, Ryan.
Yeah, I know.
Not Sunday.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you found out, didn't you?
He gave up on life, didn't he?
Pretty much. Dark Souls 2 for the PC came out this week as well. Ooh. And The Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out last week, and I hear that game's not doing so well. But
Well, the first one didn't do very well.
yeah. Why would it?
Wait, are
after
we
the-
talking about the
It's
game
built
or the
on the
movies?
same model. Oh, Jenna. Oh.
Too soon?
Too soon.
Too soon?
Give
Okay.
people time to see it.
Okay.
Don't leave them with that vibe. It was good.
It was... Moving on.
That's recent releases.
It was a movie.
It was a
It was
movie
a
that I
movie.
saw.
That happened.
Yeah.
That
that
got
movie.
made.
It was filmed.
It was
It was definitely filmed.
That's
Yeah.
debatable.
Confirmed
Can't
that.
say that it wasn't filmed.
That's true. I did not say that.
Nope. Anyway, that's it for recent releases. Moving on to new release updates. Oh man, there's a bunch of them. New Grid game got announced and dated in the same day because this wasn't a thing before. Grid Autosport was announced for June 27th. So if you are a Grid fan, there's a third game coming out. No?
Nope.
No, Ryan?
No.
No.
Grid 2 was bad and it should feel bad.
So Grid Autosport will be bad.
You know what's
and it
funny
should
too
feel
is
bad?
Grid 1 was bad and it should feel bad. The whole franchise just feels bad about itself.
Oh.
They should just stick to racing games that have dirt in the title. Or lowercase i's.
Tee.
T.
It's a lot of series, man. A lot of different ones that way.
Yeah, you can go anyway with that.
You can get dirt or
Or Grid.
Dirt. Depending on how you enunciate the I.
D-I-ert.
Deer.
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 Dear Tay. Don't try to church it up, son.
Tales of Exilia 2 is coming out on August 19th. I'm excited for that one. Exilia 1 was amazing.
It's back and forth with you. I never understand if it's Exilia with you or if it's Exilia.
I switch between them because...
You do?
I don't know what it is. Exilia, Exilia, I don't know.
I don't even know what to call it.
I drift between the pronunciations, so... I think it's Exilia officially, but I like to say Exilia occasionally.
Exalia.
Exilia!
You're just a rebel.
The Exalias are blossoming.
That one I'm kind of bummed out about because they do have a collector's edition, but it's $130. And I want everything that comes in it, but I don't want to pay for $130.
My mom is spending the afternoon trimming her examinations.
Oh, Piper. Yeah. Anyway.
Keep going.
Drive Club is coming out on October 7th, finally.
The free one?
Wait.
The free one that was supposed to be coming out at launch and then got delayed until April and then now is finally coming out in
That's
October.
because it's going to be so great.
Okay.
It's still free. Still free for Plus members.
So great.
Saga.
So good.
So great.
It's,
So great.
it's got
Wait.
macrotransactions, Brian.
Okay, so it's not the full game. You pay for more of the game.
You pay for
got-
huge tracts of
macrotransactions?
land.
So you have
Macro
like,
transactions.
You have preset
You have the free
transactions.
games, and then you pay $29.99 for the booster pack.
So you have like your transactions are preset to certain buttons.
Macrotransactions.
They're macro transactions. Okay.
Press this button to spend money.
Press F1 to give us $10.
So just FFoP top tip: when playing Drive Club, do not press R3, otherwise it will cost you $4.99 each time you do.
How do I look through the rear view mirror? Oh, I just bought new tires.
Oh,
That's genius. I'm surprised nobody's thought of that yet. We can't air this now.
you gotta edit, just put a huge beep over this entire segment.
Activision will just be like, bro, with Call of Duty,
You can
every
do
time
that
you
with
press
the R3
L1,
button?
every time you press L1, we'll charge you
Oh,
a
no,
dollar.
they've already brought up their idea of charging. Oh, you're in the multiplayer match. You run out of ammo, and we'll give you bullets for $5.
Oh no,
That's
not really a thing.
That's one of the executive producers at
No.
or one of the
No.
higher ups at Activision
No.
said,
No.
we envision a future where microtransactions
No.
you can buy bullets on the fly.
No. Is this the same future where Taco Bell is the only fast food restaurant, and if you curse, tickets spit out of the wall?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Chris.
What?
Chris.
What?
No.
I know. I agree with you. I don't want that to happen. You got crazy people working at
The only good
Activision,
thing
man.
about that future is Rob Schneider is still there.
Oh, and he's a carrot.
Anyways, Drive Club is going to be free this October if you have
Yeah.
PS4,
There you go.
and if you want mediocre racing games.
Coming out the same day, the one that Jason's looking forward to a lot because nobody expects the Dragon Inquisition.
Nope.
Persona 5.
What?
Yes.
Nobody expects the Dragon Age Inquisition.
Damn it.
Our chief weapon's a
surprise. Surprise and fear.
Jason, you're looking
Oh.
forward to this game, correct?
What? I couldn't hear.
Jason isn't even paying attention to us.
No, you're like super muffled.
Oh.
Do
What?
we sound bad?
Well, Should
Should we
I
feel
don't
bad?
know.
Just take your mufflers off.
I can hear Ryan, but Chris is. Yeah, I am excited for this.
That's the opposite of what you expect.
I'm also excited for Dragon Age.
Durgan Age?
Is that a day
Because-
one for any of you?
Yeah, that's day
Okay.
one for me.
Okay.
And what's weird is that I really did not like 2,
Oh, yeah.
but
think a
I
lot of people didn't like
loved
2.
1, and so I just kind of have high hopes for it. And maybe it's wrong that I do, but
No.
I do.
I have high hopes for it, hoping that they will realize what they did wrong with 2.
I
Because
think
1
they
was a
did.
surprise game. Like, I spent way more time on that than I thought I would.
Yeah, I think they did understand the issues, and they've kind of merged the two styles together to pull the best out of both. And they know that people don't want to just be in one city the entire game.
Do we know if it's a like a Mass Effect pause battle thing, or if it's like full like push button action?
I think they're
Number
going to
2.
give the option. They give the option
It
for
has
both.
both, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, in 2 they had the option for both as well, sort of. I mean, you could still direct in 2. It just was a little bit harder to do.
yeah.
The tactical combat from 1 that was only on the PC is going to be available for the first time on consoles this time.
Oh,
Nice.
interest get.
There you go. So yeah, look forward to that on October 7th, where you can get 2 games that day. You can pay for one, and then if you have a PS4, you get one for free.
Well,
You can ignore that one because you got it for free.
well, if you think about it, I mean, October is going to be. There's not much coming out this summer, and then there's going to be Destiny in September, but then next game is October. So
That's
Yeah.
when this is really when it's going to kind of start. So Dragon Age
Yeah.
and Drive Club are kind of kicking off the holiday game seasons.
Tell you what,
Alien-
how about...
the new Alien game's out that date as well?
Oh,
Oh, well,
We'll have
that
to-
one's going to do well.
I have a proposition.
I have a proposition as well.
Oh, go for do yours first, because it might be the same one.
Okay, my proposition is don't download Drive Club. Let me download it for you and play it, and then I'll tell you you should even bother downloading it.
There you go. Ryan's our driving racing game enthusiast here,
Aficionado.
aficionado. So he can give you an accurate, reading on a racing game. So
Yes.
let
He's
him
gonna
do
save
the
your
hard
data.
work for you.
he's going to save your data cap. For you.
Yeah, well, I was saying
My data cap?
Yeah.
No, no.
Your data cap of 1 meg.
My data cap, yeah. Ryan can save my data cap for you. Don't
right.
don't bother.
Don't
Okay.
just don't download Drive Club. You're not gonna like it, but maybe it'll be great. I mean, who knows? Because it is from the same team who did MotorStorm. So
You just stop talking.
Yeah, he didn't mute this time.
nope, I just lost my
He
train
just-
of thought.
Yeah, he just.
I started
stopped.
thinking, and I was like,
Oh, that's not
I
that
should-
great.
Wait, I should stop this thought.
Yeah. Moving on, guys. It's been confirmed.
No,
There is a Call of Duty
No.
game this holiday season.
is it?
Oh.
Well,
Is
I
it-
lost the bet. Aw.
Well, I'm off the podcast.
You guys, guess what they did? They took Titanfall.
They
and
give
they
you
put
a
the
cat.
Call of Duty name on it, and they took out the Titans.
It's
Oh.
wait.
It.
I thought it was going to be a series on Netflix.
It's Call of Duty.
Is it Fall of Duty?
It's Call of Duty House.
It's
of
House of Cods, starring Kevin Spacey. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare
it's-
has been announced for November 4th, 2014, and it is literally Titanfall without the mechs, but with jetpacks and jumping and robotic limbs and Kevin Spacey.
I thought I played that on the Game Boy Advance.
It's a sequel to Advanced Wars.
Someone there's like, hey, okay, make this game. Titanfall's doing well. Make this game.
You know what they did? They typed in Call of Duty Modern Warfare into Word and then used the thesaurus to find a better word for modern.
This may or may not be just a reboot of Duke Nukem 1 for the PC in '89.
You know what's interesting about this though is that it's the next evolutionary step for Call of Duty. But I think they should have gone further though, because if you think about it, World War II games got stale after a while. We're like, okay, we're tired of doing World War II, and then all of a sudden Modern Warfare came along. It's like, wow, all these crazy, we do all these new things with new guns, and it's different, and it's cool, and it's awesome, and that's why everybody liked it. And now we've done that style for like the last 6 games. And now if you take it into like a Halo-esque type of future, it's going to be fresh and new again. And then after that, you can presumably go back to World War II again, and it'll be fresh because it'll have been like 15 games between the last World War II game. So, I don't know.
Wait, are you trying to argue that history is cyclical?
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about now. Crazy talk.
So, I don't know. It's like, it's Call of Duty was expected to have the same trajectory as Guitar Hero, just at a much longer rate. So we are on the decline of Call of Duty, unfortunately.
Unfortunately or fortunately?
Unfortunately.
It depends on who you ask.
Ah.
I've had a checkered past with that game, so
Dude, bros.
bro dudes.
God, bros. Are you excited? No? Okay, where's everybody? Nobody likes Call of Duty.
Play Call
anymore.
of Duty, man. Just round start, throw grenade, run, die.
It's also interesting
Respawn,
to
throw grenade, run, die. What do you do next? You throw grenade and run and die.
Guys, we just lost all of our Chad Bro listenership.
No,
then
because they're
you
all
can't.
just like, yeah, buddy. That's how you play it.
see. It'll be interesting to see how this game works out for them because, in my opinion, at least what I've seen working retail is that Ghosts is one of the lower selling Call of Duty games over the past 4 years or so.
It's because everybody heard that Infinity Ward left and went for respawns. They're just like, oh, we'll just wait for the respawn
there's
game.
that too.
Oh, wait.
Oh wait, we did.
That's not Call of Duty, sorry.
But this is the first year where they're starting their triple studio Call of Duty run. So this is Sledgehammer Games working on their first game by itself. Next year will be Treyarch again, and then the year after that it'll be the remnants of Infinity Ward again, and then Sledgehammer. And so on,
I
so
feel
on
bad
and so
for
forth.
Sledgehammer, to be honest. Because Treyarch has already had their limelight with this franchise. Infinity Ward has clearly had their limelight with this franchise. Sledgehammer is just the new kid, and they're just like, hey, we want to make a cool Call of Duty game too, please.
Oh wait, nobody likes this franchise
nobody
anymore.
wants-
No. We'll have to see how this works out this holiday season. But I don't.
Universal Respawn.
If it's anything like Ghost, man, there was like no hype for Ghost
Universal
where we worked.
Isn't Ghost still the highest selling though?
No Ghosts? No.
Is it? No, there's no
God
way.
no.
No,
I thought it was just because
Black Ops 2 is, I think.
Yeah.
Is it?
Okay.
Oh,
Black Ops 2 was the last game in the series where they're just like, this sold gangbusters. It's the best-selling Xbox franchise of all time. Yeah. But it's interesting to note that on the Modern Warfare 3 box art, it says best-selling Xbox game of all time, not franchise, just game. And then on Black Ops, it says best-selling Xbox franchise of all time. So it's when the sales started dipping, and they're just like, oh, crap, we can't
Put that
we
anymore.
can't put the game word on there.
Franchise.
Franchise.
Got
Yeah,
it.
put franchise on there. That means that encompasses this whole
Solve
franchise.
the problem.
I solved it, Gary. I solved it.
best-selling Call of
always-
Duty game,
So now they can
just
just always
underneath
put that.
Battlefield 3.
It does have the selling point of Kevin Spacey, though. Oh man, if you want Kevin Spacey, he gives an awesome monologue in the trailer. watch
K-Pax
that.
in Call of Duty.
Okay. Yes.
Anyway, if you like Call of Duty, go check it out. It's got futurisms.
If you
in
like Call of Duty, heed caution. It's not Call of Duty anymore.
it. Yeah.
If you like Call of Duty, try Battlefield or Spec Ops or any of the other games that were quote-unquote rip-offs of Call of Duty, because those are closer to Call of Duty at this point.
It's weird to me that it's advanced warfare because it's really close to like GRAW, but it's like KDRAW.
Guys,
Like
let's get
Ghost Recon Advanced
Draw.
Warfare.
let's get Kada this year. Gonna go get my Kada game. What?
That's not as fun as Blops
No, not as fun as Blops. Not as fun as Goats.
or Myrtle's Welfare.
Goats.
Call of Duty.
Myrtle's Welfare.
Myrtle's Welfare.
Call of Duty Goat Simulator.
I'd buy it.
Anyways, moving on.
Moving
Got
on.
that.
Last new release update. Mad Max, a game that everybody was apparently looking forward to, but nobody is talking about. It has been delayed until 2015. Oh, I
The
don't know.
game's still in development?
Yeah, it's still in development. They showed it last year at E3, and everybody's just like, it's coming out finally. And now it's being delayed until 2015.
Wait, there's a new Sam and Max coming out?
No, Mad Max, Piper.
Oh.
Not Sam and Max.
Yeah. Max is pretty angry now.
He's so upset.
Why isn't Sam in the title?
Because he's so upset. He can't
Now I'm
say him.
upset.
Anyways, those are the things.
Yeah.
Those are those releases things. Let's talk about things that are worth talking about, even though we talked about Call of Duty for a long ass time.
Yeah. That, and I think we should, this is a subject for another time. I'll just skip it. But anyway, moving on
Oh,
to some news stories that we can talk about here. So GameSpy, everybody's heard of GameSpy, right? Here.
Yeah.
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 So GameSpy apparently also has a server company like branch to their huge conglomerate of media, and they're shutting down a bunch of servers, which apparently will start affecting games. Most notably this week in the news, it was reported that it will affect multiplayer stats and leaderboards for Red Dead Redemption, GTA 4, and Max Payne 3, while the multiplayer components of those themselves, the actual servers where the game runs on, will be fine. It's all the stats and stuff that are going to be affected by this. Rockstar's already commented on it, saying that they're trying to move everything over to internal servers at Rockstar, but they don't know if they're going to get it.
they
in
don't
time.
know if they're going to meet the hourglass.
They don't know if they're going to get it done in time. So if you log on online and your stats are just wiped, gone completely, you can send an angry email to GameSpy.
First of all, the real takeaway from this news story is that GameSpy still exists.
Yeah, for reals.
It's like, whoa, I remember GameSpy hosting servers back in like the PS2 era. Like the early PS2 era. I remember seeing a little GameSpy
I remember
logo loading up.
GameSpy. Didn't GameSpy used to be affiliated with GameSpot?
No,
No?
I don't think so.
I always thought GameSpy was just like a website. Like
It
another
was a website before,
review
yeah.
website.
They
It
had
is,
they
yeah.
had like a news website too, but they're also like a media company. They're kind of like IGN now because they got bought up by a media conglomerate. But IGN used to be just a standalone website by itself, and now it's part of this huge media conglomerate. Same thing happened to GameSpy. So,
And they're still around somehow.
yep, downsizing stuff. And this is also another important takeaway of this is these games are this generation, and since we're moving on to another generation or a company that's supposed to be taking care of this stuff, just take the notice that your online games potentially are never going to last forever.
I thought you were just gonna say just take the Band-Aid off.
just stop it.
Just rip it off.
Just stop playing these games.
Nobody cares about stats in GTA 4.
No, not even that. It's just like
Not with Grand Theft Auto 5 on the
just
market.
you have to understand going into a game with online functionality that your stuff won't be there forever, especially in a generational transition.
What?
Yeah, weird. Unless you're like EverQuest for Sony, running that game for 16 years straight or something like that, then don't expect your stats and stuff for console gaming and major titles to stay there forever.
Yeah, I think we learned that with Bungie recently.
We're gonna learn it here shortly with Nintendo too, with the Wii era stuff and the DS era online compatibility coming up at the end of this month, May. So, yeah, fun times.
The internet sucks, bro.
Sex bread. Moving along. Anyway, Minecraft on PC has sold 15 million units. Why hasn't this number popped up before? I thought everybody and their mother was buying Minecraft.
I thought
on
that'd be
PC.
higher.
Yeah,
How is this still an indie game?
for reals. You. And why hasn't Nintendo scooped it up yet?
Where is Minecraft 2?
Right. Well, they're gonna do the what's it called? The re-release it for Xbox One, right?
Yeah, and PlayStation
And
4. And
that'll be like a AAA title.
Cash cow. Does anybody understand cash cow? We need to milk this thing. As much as I don't like the way Activision does business, this is the polar opposite, Moshe. You've got something that is golden.
Ryan.
Crack that egg and make a freaking omelet.
Ryan. Dude. What? Final Fantasy VII. What about it? That's cash cow. You're getting ahead of the conversation. No, that's foreshadowing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see this number not higher, but I mean it is a huge number, and for a game to have sold 15 million copies, that's not counting the console versions.
Yeah, I was
which,
gonna say, didn't it sell like 400 million on the Xbox?
yeah, it sold. I think the last thing they put out was like 6 or 7 million, something like that.
600 or 700,000 million.
So you have a huge number of sales for this game, and it's no wonder that everybody on planet Earth doesn't own a copy of this game to themselves.
Ooh, fun story about this. Kind of a retail horror that we haven't done in a long time.
Do I have to do the intro?
Yeah, actually you do, because it's been that long and people don't have they haven't been able to
All right.
experience it. So just give me. I mean, this is a Tales story.
Like from Namco Bandai?
No, not that kind of Tales.
Okay.
Tales from retail horror. Chris.
Okay.
Peggy 15.
Piper had to do it. All right. Tales from Retail Horror. No,
Worth it.
worth it.
Okay.
That was good.
So, we've discussed this multiple times in the podcast in the past. I even wrote an article about this specific topic where, when you're at a game store and you see a parent trying to buy a game for a kid and then they don't understand gaming, so they're making poor decisions that shape the future of that kid's gaming trajectory or whatever. Even if you work in retail, you kind of help mold that as well. So I had this couple of parents were looking to buy games for their kid on the Xbox, and they were listing off games that the kid wanted. And it was like, oh, he wanted Lego Marvel and this and something else. And then he's like, you want Minecraft too, but I don't understand what this is. What is it? And I'm like, oh, it's like Legos and it's awesome. And then just like, this is really that great. And they legitimately thought it was a stupid game because of the cover art. They thought like, I don't understand why my kid wants this. This looks really stupid. And I'm like, well, it's one of the best selling games of all time at this point. Everybody owns this game. It's awesome.
Well, that sounds stupid.
Ryan, you don't know how to speak parent.
Apparently,
You
because
just have to say that's the cheapest game in your hand, and then be like, oh, okay, I'll get that one.
right. Well, there's I did use that.
Maybe
angle a
not
bit.
you, Brian.
But then they're just like, well, I mean, is it really that great? And I'm like, well, I've put more hours into that personally than I like to admit. And then they're just like, oh, well, I don't know. Like, maybe we should get this. And then, like, she showed it to, her husband, and then he's just like, no, let's not get that. And I'm like, what?
It looks super old, like NES. Like, what's up with the squares, man?
And they were like, well, I need to get some other, like, Rise of the Guardians game or something, like a movie tie-in game. And I'm just like, what? And just like, I'm just thinking back, and I'm like remembering, like say, I wrote down a Christmas list, and say my grandma was out buying me games back in the Super Nintendo, and on my Christmas list I have Street Fighter 2, and it's like the #1 game that I want. And then she's just like, oh, this weird looking green monster. I don't think he should be playing a game with green monsters in it. I don't think he should get that. And then I get like, Barbie's Pony Adventure. And then I never get to experience the fun of playing Street Fighter 2 back in its heyday, because that's the game that I really legitimately wanted. And this kid had on Minecraft on his list, and I know this game is amazing, and I know he's gonna love it. And his parents are just like, eh. And I had to like convince them. They're like, okay, I'll get it, I guess. You say it's good, so whatever. Fine, it's only $20, so whatever. Just throw it in there. Like, are you kidding me right now? But yeah, that it's just so strange to see that perspective, and like from the other side, where you're a gamer, you know how good the game is, and then if I didn't speak up and I didn't say anything, they probably would not have purchased that game. He would have never got to play Minecraft.
There's the other side of it too, at being as a gamer and being frustrated with parents who come in who think they know more than you. But the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's related to Minecraft. The other day, I had a lady, she was on the DS aisle for like 5 minutes, and she looked like she was having trouble, and I was over there, so I was just like, okay, I'll go help her. I go over there, she's just like, do you guys have Minecraft for the DS or the 3DS? And it's just like, it's actually not available for any Nintendo consoles, only Sony, Microsoft, and PC. And she's just like, no, it's on here.
Oh no.
And I'm just like,
oh no.
No, ma'am, it's not.
No,
It
it's
hasn't
not.
come out. Nintendo has already mentioned that they're not going to be doing it. I follow the industry, it's just explaining everything. I was like, and she's like, no, I've seen it before. You guys probably just don't carry it.
No, ma'am, Nintendo doesn't like the GBs.
I'm just like, okay, well, you have fun hunting for that. I'll be over here if you need a game that actually exists.
Just
Didn't actually say that to her because that would have been rude. But
you should have said, just to let you know, we also have unicorns that on aisle F82.
it was crazy. We got them back in. They've been gone for the longest time.
They poop Toblerones.
Ryan, there is no aisle F82. You know that. I've been to your places, your establishment.
Establishment of business.
All right.
Moving on. So Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out last week for pretty much every major console except for one, the Xbox One. See what I did there?
These guys making funny jokes.
About a week ago, Activision came out and was just like, yeah, we have to push back the Xbox One version of Amazing Spider-Man 2. And everybody's just like,
Because
why?
I need to make it run in 1080p.
It's just like, why? And then they're just like, yeah, we just have to delay it. But why? No, you don't understand. We have to delay it.
Because the graphics are the only thing going for it, and they're not good enough yet.
Didn't give a reason. The day the game releases, it's on the Xbox One game store digitally to buy. Runs fine. No explanation of why it missed retail. At all.
Terry forgot to put it in the box.
Probably. But it was weird too, because before, all like the promotional stuff, even on their website, had you know how they usually with multi-system games they stack the cover arts, like on a promo image. Xbox One was in there right next to the 360 one. After this announcement, erased from history.
Terry forgot to put it in the box. They're like, well, it missed launch, so it's not like it's going to sell anyways.
So, if you are a fan of Amazing Spider-Man 2, don't be. It's not a good game. Don't buy it. You can get it digitally.
Wait, are we talking
on
about
Xbox
the game
One.
or the movie?
Right?
Both for you, right?
Oh, okay, just making
Both
sure.
for you.
Yeah, I'm not so worried about this.
Yeah, it was just a weird thing that had happened this week. Like, they still have given no reason why the retail version has been delayed. There was a rumor floating around that the disc-based copies, when installing data on there, were corrupted, so that when you tried to play the game,
amounts of porn.
when you tried to play the game would literally run at like 3 frames per second.
Sweet.
I love swinging a man. No. Anyway, yeah, so it's out if you want to buy it. It's digitally only on Xbox One right now. It'll apparently be out in July at retail. So
Top tip, don't buy it. Moving on, next article.
Moving on, next topic. So there's a game that I'm excited about that just got its Kickstarter. It launched 5 days ago. It's called The Old City.
Old City.
Yeah, the old
Nice.
city. Yes.
You're not saying.
It is a first-person exploration game. For those of you who are just like, "What the heck is that?"
Dude, it looks awesome. I just can't wait for the gameplay trailer, though.
Yeah.
That was the game.
Dude, when the gameplay trailer comes out, dude, the storyline in this is great. The ambiance, like the world, is going to be really good. But I want to see the gameplay. I want to know what kind of guns I can use.
There's no guns. There's barely jumping, but they have that in there for you, Ryan.
But-
you can jump. It's a story-driven game. It's
So
a
it's-
first-person story-driven game.
So it's
You
missed.
should know better, Chris, than
It
to
is
pitch this
missed.
to Ryan. He only played Unfinished Swan because he could shoot paintballs.
There you go.
Heck yeah.
Wait, I wonder if the guns will be randomly generated. That'd be cool.
Yes.
As randomly generated as the dungeons are.
Yeah.
So,
So random that they don't exist.
for the veteran listeners of the podcast, know I went on and on about Dear Esther when that came out on Steam. About 2 years ago now, something like that. I don't even know. But that game, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely love it. And when I saw the trailer for this game, completely reminded me of it. So go check it out on Kickstarter, The Old City, made by Postmod Softworks. We're actually going to be doing a written interview with them for the site. Expect that hopefully within the next week or so once we send off our questions to them, assuming they're not too insanely busy. But yeah, if you want to back their project, it's kind of not going so fast as I'd like it to. I actually calculated it out, and if they stay at their current rate per day, they will miss their goal by $2,000. So
Whoa.
go back it. It looks awesome.
I
Take
backed
a
it.
chance on something different.
I feel like that we have to address this at least once an episode, that we're an entertainment podcast, so we make fun of things that we actually like when we actually follow them back on Kickstarter.
So yeah, it looks like a fantastic game. It's the first game, as far as I know, from the studio. But go check it out.
Yeah,
Like I said, try something different.
I was taken back by I legitimately was taken back by the idea that there is no traditional gameplay in it. Like I really do like the world. Like got kind of almost like a Portal vibe going on from like the areas that they were showing and like the writing on the wall. And like, this looks interesting, but my first reaction was like, okay, what are the guns? But once I got past that, once I started realizing that, like, okay, maybe this is just, it is supposed to be about it's supposed to be about the narrative. That's a really cool concept and a really interesting way to play games, because there's plenty of games with guns that have cool
And that's
stories.
exactly
in
their
it.
point that they make
Yeah.
on their Kickstarter
Wait, this
page.
isn't Bioshock.
I mean, it's kind of like Gone Home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't-
exactly. It's kind of like a thing like Gone Home. The two that popped into my head when I saw the trailer was Dear Esther and Anna, which is also on Steam.
Or Minecraft
That's a first-person exploration game
without
with
the mines,
building
And without the
Without the
bone
craft.
arrow.
and without the building and the weapons and the creepers.
right?
Well,
No,
we
there's
don't know
still
that yet.
creepers.
There might be creepers.
Right.
We don't know.
Actually, also, Ryan, if what you say is true, then nobody go back Heart for Alicia because it looks stupid.
Everybody go back it right now.
Awesome. Anyway.
Entertainment podcast.
Anyway, that's my whole like shameless self-promotion of a thing that I like on this
Yeah.
week's
I don't know if
episode.
it was shameless necessarily.
No.
think it was
I feel
a
like-
necessary promotion for something that you like, that you want to be successful on Kickstarter.
I do like the,
Right.
on our back end. I've been bugging these guys to put interview questions in our thing. I'm just like, guys, go do it. I want to send it off to these guys. I want to know what this is about. I want it to succeed. I just feel like a whiny child about this, and it's been 3 days since I found out about it.
3 whole days.
3 whole days, Ryan.
Welcome to learning everything about Chris in one podcast.
Exactly.
Welcome to
Yep.
the episode Chris can barely wait for Disneyland.
Yes. We there yet? We're there. We're just looking for a parking space.
Yes, I looked at this today after Chris brought it up. And
Yes, I saw
backed
that
it.
you backed it, Brian. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
of
for
course.
supporting an awesome-looking game.
It
Chris
does look
considers
pretty awesome.
himself part of the dev team now. Thank you for supporting us, Brian.
Thank you for supporting. I didn't say us. I said it.
Well,
You
you,
were
backed
2
it,
seconds
right?
from
I backed
So
it.
you're part of the thing.
I'm
now.
part of the thing, so I
You've
can.
invested.
No, I do not speak for Postmod Softworks.
Kickstarter is not the Borg. You do not assimilate.
Don't assimilate into a project once you've backed it.
Right. There's no stock. There's
Resistance is futile. Your financials will be ours. Anyway,
I beg to differ because I'm pretty sure Jason works
Right.
for.
I'm pretty sure Inafune now.
He works for Comcept now,
I'm
right?
pretty sure
Yeah.
Jason just owns Mighty Number 9 right now.
Yeah, Jason,
think so.
you basically work for Comcept now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you give them like the
$10,000.
bajillion-dollar one that they had on there just so you can have a dinner with Inafune and potentially get laid?
Potentially.
Potentially. Okay, he has the opportunity because he's going to dinner with the guy,
No.
but
Just keep
he's
pouring
still
wine,
Jason.
Jason.
You
Just
still
keep
gotta
pouring
you
wine.
still gotta sell yourself, man. Not like. Anyway, moving on away from this. Yes, another person has left Naughty Dog. Michael Nolan. He's something or other. he was one of the leading artists on The Last of Us. But the whole reason why I put this in there, what the heck is going on at Naughty Dog and Sony?
Oh, you know what's funny is I figured out that it was the wrong Wells that left.
Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't Evan Wells. It was Nathan Wells.
It was Orson Welles.
It was Nathan Wells worked on something, the art or something.
yeah.
Evan Wells was the co-founder.
Yes.
He's still there.
He's still there. Yeah,
So,
okay.
false
But
alarm.
A bunch of people are leaving Naughty Dog. And a lot of the people who have left Naughty Dog are joining Riot Games. And I found out something very funny about a friend of a friend within the industry. Riot Games is right next to Naughty Dog. So Riot Games is basically just like, come here.
To the dark side.
We will give you more money. It seems like it, but this is so weird. We have a story person leaving Uncharted. We have Amy Hennig, who's written all 3 Uncharted games, another story person leaving Naughty Dog. We have the Wells dude who was helping Amy Hennig write this Uncharted, and now he's gone with her to Visceral, potentially to work on Star Wars games.
Right.
You just have all these people leaving Naughty Dog and all these people leaving Sony Santa Monica, and it's just like this weird thing that's happening within the industry that everybody's speculating on, but nobody knows.
It's contagious because Brian just left the podcast.
Oh,
He just left for another podcast right now.
Wait,
In
here's the
this
proof.
podcast?
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Brian,
See, he's not there.
he's
Brian,
gone.
gone.
It is an industry thing. It happens.
Brian, we were the people who brought you here, and now he's gone.
I was looking around for the people who brought me on the podcast. So, Chris, would you say that Naughty Dog isn't doing so well?
Oh, hey,
funny guy.
I'm working on one for
Piper, do
Henning.
you got it? Piper, do you got the?
No, I'm in
okay.
the room. I'm so sorry.
Sad. Anyway,
Ba-doom.
but there is something weird going on at Sony with all this stuff. Stig Asmussen has left. Amy Hennig, all
Isn't
these
it Osmussen?
Asmussen, something. Stig. I used to call him Stig Amundsen.
Stig. I'm super
Stig.
offended that you can't
The
pronounce my
Stig
last
from
name.
Sony Santa Monica's left. The guy who made
The
or directed.
Stig works for Sony Santa Monica.
Stig works for Sony Santa Monica. He's bald.
Is he a
doesn't wear
consultant?
helmet. No.
Because he can't because he
He
doesn't
made
talk.
God of War 3.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
But yeah, there's all this crazy stuff going on at Sony and Sony Studios, and it's just really weird to see all this transition happening and being so public.
Chris, this happens all the time in the industry. People move when they buy
I
new
get
jobs.
that, but it's like not so like.
It's kind of like that guy that we work with when he got a job before that at the store because it was a better job, and then he went to go
Okay.
work there. It's kind of like the time that guy who worked for the movie studio got a new job at the other place because it was a better job.
Hey,
Okay.
what are we whispering about?
Stuff apparently. I don't
Oh.
even know. Anyway, I guess I'm moving on because I just got told that the answer is more money.
Ryan had several anecdotes waiting for you.
Yeah. So, yeah. Moving on.
Moving on.
Apparently, there's a new Dragon Quest game in development. Jason.
Dragon Quest.
Wait for it.
Dragon
Jason?
Quest.
New
There it is.
Dragon Quest game in development.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest 11 potentially.
Do we
I
care?
haven't played 10 yet.
Well, nobody here has played 10 because it's failing in Japan.
Wait,
Jason
10's the
isn't.
MMO.
Yeah.
Jason's not interested in it yet because 11's the MMO.
10's the MMO.
No, 10's the MMO for Dragon Quest. 11 is
Final
the MMO for
Fantasy
Final
11
Fantasy.
is the MMO. See, that's how it doesn't count. Like I
See-
didn't play 11, so I just don't even count it though.
Mine was a joke, and I didn't know 10 was an MMO, so now I'm sad.
Oh,
We potentially
Dragon
might get
Quest
it.
should not have an
That's an
MMO.
entirely different rumor that we've talked about in the past, though.
Buh.
And still nothing's come up with it. But anyway, apparently, according to series creator, and Jason, help me out here if I'm pronouncing this wrong, Yuji Horii?
Nope, not even close.
No?
Horrible. Stop terrible.
I probably was horrible. Anyway, yeah, he says that the new entry is in the works, and no other news besides that. And nobody at Square Enix has corrected him, saying, "Oh, you misspoke."
Did anybody play Sentinels of the Starry Sky?
No.
A little bit.
I haven't.
Oh, that was a good one. I like that.
We didn't play it together, but you and me played it a little bit when we got it for like what, $10 at Best
Awesome.
Buy.
My main character, he's wearing a white tank top and he's got blue rubber
That was the thing I
gloves,
really liked about
and he's
9
got a
too, is the fact that
bandana
you
on,
can make your own character, and then
and
every
jeans.
piece of armor that you changes.
and a mop.
He's got a wedding gown on and some soccer cleats.
Seriously. And it's cool because it scales with you. So like whenever
Soccer
you
brat.
find it, it's relevant armor. So even though I look like Mr. Clean, it's relevant armor to the level that I'm at.
Quinceañera Quest 7.
Oh God.
Yes.
It was a fun game. If you haven't
Yeah?
played it, you should play it.
Wait, that was a DS one, right?
Yes, it
That was
was.
the
Okay.
one for the DS. Yes.
I think I have one of those for the DS that I've not played, and it actually might be Sentinels, but I think it's the other one.
What, 4, 5, and 6, or Joker?
No, it's like, wow, what do they have on there? It's 9
Well,
and
there's 4, 5, and 6, and 9 on the DS right now, and then there's the Joker series, and I think a couple of the Monster series.
oh, maybe it's 4, 5, and 6 then.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There's a lot of Dragon Quest games on the DS. But anyway,
I should go check that.
new one being made, apparently.
Oh,
Expect news sometime
E3.
later. E3 probably, yeah.
how
Yeah.
many weeks away are we now, Chris?
7? 6?
No, yeah, 6, right?
6? Yeah. For those of you who want to go check it out, I put a countdown timer on our website
Did you?
as a post.
Damn, it's
It's happening.
Now you'll never forget.
Yeah, it's 38 days away, I can tell you that.
Oh,
Dang. All right. Anyway, moving on. Hey, you know those Star Wars games that you know and love and played as a kid and were amazing?
nope.
Oh.
me neither.
Well, those aren't canon anymore. They don't
Wait,
count.
those were canon?
Wait, Battlefront's
A
not
lot of-
canon anymore?
A lot of the games were canon. Like Knights of the Old Republic and the Force Unleashed series and Bounty Hunter, Boba Fett.
So you're telling me
Jango
this
Fett.
made-up fiction isn't real?
This made-up fiction
other made-up
isn't...
fiction is gonna
This
be real?
made-up fiction isn't real within the made-up fiction anymore, Jason.
That is so weird.
They're done. They're gone. So if you like Star Wars, you can play it for a good story, but it no longer matters in the
Doesn't
Star
make
Wars
sense.
universe.
If you're making movies, just make the fiction be the movie fictions. Don't interlace all the other fictions in it.
It is now.
I don't want to have to watch all the TV shows, play the games, watch the movies, just to know what the hell's going on in the next movie. Marvel.
It is now.
Did you hear me, Marvel?
No, Marvel didn't hear you because Marvel's doing an awesome job. Just watch the Agents of Shield, Ryan. It's good show.
With multiple men?
Not with multiple men.
Multiple mans on it.
Tahiti's a magical place.
Multiple men.
I ain't gonna say more than that.
Well,
All right. So apparently there's a new Ace Attorney game coming out.
Ooh.
It's set in Japan's Meiji period, which is approximately 1868 to 1912, roughly.
it is. That was the period in which cinema began for Japan. It was just before the Taisho period, which I think is actually still going on.
History lessons on Fistful of Potions. No, but
Didn't expect to hear that, did you?
this is just a really, really interesting announcement because we got word after the Dual Destinies game came out on the DS, 3DS, excuse me, that the new game in the series was already being made, but that Phoenix Wright would be the hero.
The Dual
Phoenix-
Destinies one?
Phoenix Wright Double D.
Yep.
Did I hear that right? Is that a thing?
Wait, Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies was the one with Layton?
No. That's Professor
That's
Layton versus
Versus,
Phoenix Wright.
yeah.
That's not canon.
That's just a crossover game.
That's not out yet,
That's
is
a
it?
totally different canon.
totally different canon. Totally different universe.
It's a different fiction within its own fiction.
That's set in
Right.
the Nobunaga era
Right.
of Japan.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but it's just interesting to see them do a new take on the series. We've kind of gotten a new take within the same time period with the Miles Edgeworth games, where you played as the main prosecutor character that's kind of Phoenix Wright's rival. But this one is taking us back in time to one of Phoenix Wright's ancestors.
He said prosecutor.
So this is Assassin's Creed. It's the Assassin's Creed of attorney games.
Yes.
Phoenix Wright is going to step into the Animus, and we're going to go back in time and
Damn it.
lawyer up.
That's somebody's just jerking around in circles. He's like, I'm on a wild goose chase. So he just like, shh.
All right.
All right. Hey guys, there's a new Skalinders game coming out this fall.
No way.
You can
Wait,
use
dude.
slavery. Wait,
What?
Did you just say new Splinter Cell?
the new Skalinders.
Skylanders.
There's a new Skalinders game coming out. Piper.
Skylanders.
I'm not getting it, friend.
Skylanders.
I don't know what that is.
Piper disregards all knowledge of Skylanders because he works in retail and understands the burden of Skylanders.
I don't even know what a Skylanders is. Are you talking about Disney Infinity?
I'm talking about the one that
Wow.
Disney Infinity
Ouch.
ripped off.
Zing. Powie.
Right? In the kiss it.
Right. Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Straight
it's
to the
called
Disney.
it's called Skylanders Trap Team, and you can trap bad guys and enslave them.
Oh,
Not even joking.
I thought we were
That's
beyond this.
literally from their press announcement of this game. You can enslave them.
I thought we had moved past that
And
socially.
do your bidding.
Skylanders. That's
Wait.
not cool.
So it's not like Pokemon where you use them to fight?
You do use them to fight, but you use the trap crystals and you trap the bad guys in there, and it
Wait,
purifies them.
I'm ruining a franchise for you right now, but so you trap the Pokemon.
Trap them in the trap crystals.
You trap them in the Pokeballs, and you enslave them in the Pokeballs.
No, you befriend them.
No, but Pikachu's my friend, right?
You befriend them in the Pokeballs.
We gotta move it on.
Yeah. So new Skalinders for all you parents out there that want to spend money on your bratty kid.
No, because
I mean,
you don't
precious child.
You don't like this either because money pits.
Because money pits. The hole just keeps getting deeper. No matter
It's a
how
Brad
much.
Pitt movie.
If your kid sees a commercial, if your kid sees a commercial for this game, just tell them, nope, that's the same game you already have. They're just rerunning the commercials because it's not selling that well,
Skalinders.
and they'll understand because they understand
won't.
economics.
But there's a trap crystal now, Daddy. No.
My kid says it's new. He said there's a new one. Yeah, well, your kid is a kid.
We got to use that now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's such
yeah,
a
we
thing.
do. Yeah, but your kid is
It's
8. He's a
He's child.
8. He's
I
misinformed.
know they told you something, yes, but they are an underdeveloped human. That is a child.
Did your kid find this out on the internet? Because that's probably a bad thing.
Whoa.
Shouldn't let him on that thing, the internet there.
Wait, no, did you see the internet?
Your kid has a pretty good understanding of economics.
If it's, if it's on the internet, then it's true, Chris.
If it's on the internet, then it's true. But I've heard tell that not everything on the internet is true, Piper.
Wait, what?
What?
I know. I thought everything on the internet was true. I read that on the internet.
You can't just drop that on the podcast, which is on the internet.
Which is on the. I know everything that we report
Moving
here is true.
on.
Yes. So another thing that I'm kind of self-promoting here. I recently just watched an animated series called Sword Art Online on Netflix. You can
Is
go
this a
watch
video
it.
game?
It is a video game.
Is it
So,
related to a video game?
No,
Are you sure it's a video game?
it is a video game
Why is it on Netflix then?
because it's an anime series, but it's
Chris,
a video game based on
Netflix
anime.
doesn't do video games yet.
No,
They tried. It didn't work.
Sword Art
Didn't
Online
Netflix
is the
do
anime
Halo?
series for this game it's based on. So yeah. Anyway, the game, which has been Japan exclusive since forever, is
Right.
finally coming out in the States. It's called Hollow Fragment, and it's also getting an HD version of the PSP game, which I forget the name of off the top of my head. But go check it out. It's going to be digital only. It's being brought over by Namco Bandai. Also being brought over by Namco Bandai, which was confirmed from the rumor we had on the last episode, was Tales of Hearts R is coming to the Vita this winter. GameStop exclusive, I think, for retail, and it'll also be available on PSN. So
Tales of Hearts are
basically, Namco Bandai was just like, all the JRPGs that you want, here you go.
not all of them.
Well, not all of them, not yet, but we'll see how Tales of Hearts R does, and then hopefully that'll be good enough to them be like, here's Innocence R.
We'll see how Tales of Hearts is. I still
Supposedly
want to
it's
see
good.
how that. Well, yeah, we'll
So,
see.
I don't know. I've heard mixed things about it because apparently the DS battle system is superior, but like the dialogue and stuff on the DS version was terrible in the story.
Oh.
But with the R remake, Hearts are on the Vita. They fixed a lot of the story issues and they added in a bunch of stuff. But the gameplay kind of suffers because they try to change it up a bit.
Interesting.
So I don't know. I'm gonna get it because it's a Tales game and I like the Tales series. But
Right.
yeah, I mean it looks good. So I'll take a chance on it. And I'm also getting Sword Art Online because the animated series was really good. Second half of it's really weird. Heads up for anybody who's going to go check it out on Netflix. Just watch the first 13 episodes.
Does it get
and
all
those are
octopus
awesome.
like?
No, but incest for the Wincest in the second part of the series.
So it's Game of Thrones.
It's Game of Thrones. It turns into Game of Thrones, kind of.
Okay,
A little bit.
that makes a little more
But
sense.
without all the death.
no
No
octopuses though.
octopuses.
Okay.
Well, then I'll just go watch Game of
Yep.
Thrones.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Just watch Game of Thrones. Anyway, moving on.
Correct that whip.
We just got to do a random battle where we have to pause.
Oh. Oh, we went to the same song,
I
Chris.
know.
Wait, hold on. Digital high five.
Moving on to some better news. That's better than the news we've just already discussed.
Wait!
Whoa!
I made a deal with Brian, and he's back.
For the
new
podcast that he
challenger.
abandoned us?
That's right. I signed a new contract with him. It was a better deal than the other podcast that he left us for, and he's back, Brian.
Did you put in a thing where he can't sign
Yeah.
another contract for a better deal?
Dang it.
Yeah, I'm gonna exploit it.
Brian,
Heck yeah.
Brian. Yeah.
You got loopholes
Cheater.
McKenzie over here.
Loopholes McKenzie.
Okay.
Brian's back.
Anyways,
Yes.
Hi, Brian. Welcome back until you leave again.
you missed an awesome punchline when you left because you left.
Aw.
But,
I don't think I'm gonna leave again.
well, you were the punchline. Leaving, that was the punchline. But, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Anyways, you'll hear it
Anyway.
in post.
Yes. News. More news. Disney Infinity 2.0 got announced this past week. It is called Marvel Superheroes.
Ooh, I didn't expect that.
Get out, no way! Because Disney owns Marvel now and they got to exploit it.
Wait,
This
'cause that
wasn't-
seems like it's pretty normal. Like
Yeah.
that would happen.
Wait,
Did
so
you do this last podcast? Like
Yeah, I think
last FFoP show? You
no? Well, we talked about the rumor. We talked
talked
about
about
Captain America's
rumors.
shield.
Yeah, which they
Oh.
posted the teaser and that the reveal was coming up, but they actually revealed it. Disney Infinity 2.0, even though it sounds like a 2.0.
So this is a download. It's a
No.
software update to the existing
No.
game. So they're being cool about it. Not like Activision, where I have to buy an entirely new game, a new portal every time a new thing comes out.
Don't have to buy a new
Dang.
portal, do have to buy a new game.
Oh.
Yes, there's a new game coming out. It is an entirely new hub world that is completely based off Marvel for this game. It is Disney Infinity 2, essentially, but it's adding to the previous stuff. So you can use the same portal. The initial pack, I think, comes with Black Widow, Iron Man, and Thor? 3 figures?
Interesting.
With the game and the world piece. And then Hawkeye, Captain America, and who am I
Hulk.
missing? Hulk. Thank you. Will be released later, along with 16 or so other new figures for this game that are going to be Marvel related. Some of the heroes that they teased in the trailer were Groot and Rocket Raccoon of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they showed Green Goblin and Spider-Man fighting, so everybody thinks that they're going to do a Spider-Man pack. But yeah, 20 new figures or so, new power discs. It is completely compatible with previous toy box saves. They did not elaborate if that means you can use your past figures in this game, which I don't know why they wouldn't be able to be used in this game because it should be backwards compatible. And they've also said that with the Marvel figures, they will be forwards compatible in Disney Infinity 1. So if you put the figures on the base, as long as you're in toy box mode in Disney Infinity 1, they should work.
Oh,
But the story...
They chose the two least complex characters for the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, well, nobody knows if there's going to be just those two, or if they're going to bring in Star Lord and Gamora and Drax.
I think it's because children don't like humanoids.
Everybody likes raccoons.
Everybody likes raccoons.
feral rabies-ridden raccoons, but they're so cute. Yeah, so tons of Marvel stuff coming. This is basically Disney Infinity 2.0, and it kind of gives us a hint at the future, which will be next year's game, which is Disney Infinity 3.0.
Star Wars.
Because there's a new Star Wars
Because you
movie
heard it
coming
here
out
first.
next December, and they'll use it as a movie tie-in.
Question.
And when has FFoP ever been wrong?
Exactly.
Don't double check us on that.
Nope, don't check that.
Don't.
You can't.
That's a statistic.
You can't check that, man.
Statistic that I can't pronounce.
You can't check that. Anyways, I want to know out of the FFoP listener base, who actually is excited for Disney Infinity or the Lego games besides Chris and kind of Piper? Like, is there really a demographic in the, I don't know, I guess the demographic that we project out to that is interested in hearing news from stuff like Disney Infinity or like? And I'm saying we're gonna talk about it regardless. I'm just curious to know if you guys are listening and you're just like, well, I can make a sandwich now, I guess, because we're not talking about Call of Duty, so whatever.
We don't tailor this show to you. We don't have you in mind.
Well,
we're talking about this. But
think of all the people that Brian pimped us out to on that one site that he visits,
that's true.
who might be parents.
We
Right.
hate LegoMarvel.com.
We hate LegoMarvel.com.
You shouldn't have pimped us there.
That's not it. That was the wrong.
That was the wrong
website.
one.
Yeah,
That was the
don't-
wrong
don't
one
do
that Brian pimped us out to.
That's-
But I'm assuming a lot of FOP listeners out there could be parents and who probably
Okay.
appreciate us bringing
Okay, maybe,
this news
maybe.
and us bashing on Skalenders.
Right.
And holding Disney Infinity up on this pedestal.
Yeah, sure, dude.
Okay.
Sure.
Do you not want me to talk about Disney
I know,
Infinity
you
features?
go right ahead. We're just having a ball.
Sorry, I was muted. I didn't realize.
You didn't
no,
realize, or you didn't want to realize?
No, I totally did not realize. I was like, why can't I talk?
Why aren't they
Nobody's stopping
listening to
talking.
me?
No, I'm a parent, but my kid wouldn't be able to play that for like five
Well,
or
yeah,
6
but
years.
you're
So
the
I don't really
exception to the
care
rule
right
because
now.
you're a new
But,
parent,
but I understand you're saying, yeah. I mean,
I
there are parents.
What was the website that you were a part of and that you were kind of helping us out by kind of pimping us out on there?
Well, too old to
That
play.
one, yeah, too old to play. So, which I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's a website for older gamers, not
Yes.
insanely older gamers, but gamers
Well,
who
I
could
mean,
be parents or something to
there-
that extent.
There
Back
are
in my
definitely.
day, video
Back
games
in my
had
day,
pickles.
video game pickles.
there. I mean, like, there's 65-year-old
Brian,
people.
do you have a walker?
Not quite yet. But no,
Texas Ranger.
So yeah.
it's
The only reason why I brought this up is because we've speculated on before, and it finally got announced, and we know what it kind of is now. It is a new game in the series, but
Is anybody besides Chris going to play this game?
that's so
Hands
weird.
up. Everybody's going to play this game.
You can't see half of them.
Shh. Fourth wall. Illusion.
Illusion, Chris.
So just assume all of our hands are down.
Right.
That's rude.
I'm not trying to hate on it. Like, you can see my Disney Infinity portal from where we're sitting. Granted, I bought it for my girlfriend, and I've played it like 3 times.
I bought it because
At
I'm a
max.
Disney junkie.
There's that.
I just need my next fix, Ryan.
Right. Just need to inject Infinity into your arm for a minute, and everything's going to be okay.
Anyway,
Okay, moving on.
Moving on. Nintendo this past week confirmed that they are skipping E3 again for press conference wise. They will be on the show floor demoing stuff just like they were last year, but as far as their press conference goes, it's going to be an E3 Nintendo Direct. They are also doing a Smash Brothers tournament for the first time at the Nokia Theater in Los Angeles, where I forget how many entrants can go in there, but there's they're going to be able to have up to like 2,500 or so, however many you can fit in the Nokia Theater, go and spectate this tournament. So it's a
Does
pretty big
anybody
event.
else get the feeling that this is kind of more of a publicity stunt than anything else? Not like they're not ready. They have stuff to show, but
They have stuff
by
to
pulling
show.
themselves away and annexing themselves, they go like, "Oh, Nintendo's not going to make it this year," so you have to go watch their direct, and then that makes them a little more, self-important or
This
whatever.
works for them in a presentation way. because they can prep their presentation any way you want it, and you don't have to have a Wii Music blunder like they had before.
Right. And if you show up to the place with the other two big dogs, you might get crushed as Nintendo.
Well, no, I think honestly, as sad as it is, I think this is the next evolution of E3 press conferences.
Direct.
Yeah. Well, okay. So think about it.
Streamed press conferences that are
How many people
pre-recorded.
How many people do you hit at a press conference? Don't count the viewers that are recording that, because that's a stream. You don't need to be at a press conference to do that. So
Right.
how many people do you hit at a press conference? A room full of people.
Right.
Now you stream that press conference, and you hit a room full of people, and now millions of people. So like last year I didn't get it. Last year I was really frustrated with this because it was new, and now I'm starting to think about it, and I'm like, somebody at Nintendo did math. That starts to make sense now. Like they're like, why rent this space? Why have this conference here where it could be? Like I said, we could have Wii music blenders again. You know it.
So do you think the other systems and companies will follow suit within the following maybe year or two?
I wouldn't be surprised, because think about the cost, especially the production value that Microsoft and Sony put into their conferences. You know, the you have to rent the space, you have to have the big giant jumbotron monitors, you have to actually plan stuff out as far as like it's a show. It's like a live show.
Do they not see any of the money from the tickets though? Because people pay a lot of money to get in.
No.
They pay a lot of money to get into E3.
No, and in
Right.
most cases people don't pay to get into E3.
Yeah.
Only people that
'cause
pay
they've
to
got
get into
Yeah.
because it's the press people. Most of the people at the press conference are from, get this, the press.
Yeah.
And they're there for free because they're part of, hold on, the press.
Yeah.
And they're there to report on what Sony is basically announcing, or Microsoft, or Nintendo, or EA, or Ubisoft, or whatever the case is. So they're not. The only thing that they're recouping from an E3 press conference is hype. And if Nintendo can generate the same amount of hype for the people who are actually going to buy their, it's completely bypassing. It's undercutting
The press, the
IGN.
middleman.
Yeah, it's undercutting the press.
See,
It's
this is the
basically
thing,
just saying
like,
let's go
You
directly
can still,
to our fans.
the press can still report on a direct. Like, they literally can type up what they would have typed up at a press conference.
True, but it doesn't come first from them. It comes first from Nintendo.
It does. So
Nintendo
it's genius
Direct,
in that
the great
sense, because
equalizer.
Nintendo
Yeah.
can reach. Nintendo
Oh,
can
I
reach who
get
they want
it.
to reach with the direct.
Because it comes directly
one,
to you, Brad.
The one downside that I've read in comments and stuff is, which is I think just jaded people who don't get to sit in the audience, but the kind of crowd reaction you get from doing a stage presentation, like you're not there and the people, you can't see people react to it and that kind of stuff. But that was a point that I didn't really get either way. Maybe it's because I've never been a part of that, like sitting in the crowd at a press conference like that. But I understand it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've been to one of Sony's press conferences. It wasn't super exciting. It wasn't like last year's where everybody gave them a standing ovation, but you know, there were some cool moments, and there were some blunders here or there. But yeah, to be honest, like the atmosphere of being there is really,
chaotic and hectic.
you know, like when you go to watch a movie and before the movie they're just like, don't turn your cell phone on because a bright little screen could be very distracting from the movie. Imagine if everybody in the movie theater had their cell phone out while you're trying to watch the movie.
Yeah,
That's what it's like being there, because every single person is reporting. They all have their laptops on their lap, and they're just looking down at their laptop, typing while they're presenting. No one's actually really watching the press conference happen. They're listening to it happen, and they're live blogging it while it's happening. So, I mean, you don't get like the standing ovation, hey, we're $100 less than Microsoft. But then, like, you still kind of get that in hype. Like, I don't think Sony needed a press conference to get the reaction of, hey, we're $100 less.
Yeah.
I think it still would have landed, even if they didn't have an audience clapping.
Yeah.
Which they probably would have just added in post
Kind of
to their direct.
Or like they did with Microsoft, where nobody was clapping at the Xbox One reveal, so they piped in the Xbox One employees from the booth that was watching it. So in a crowd, in a room full of 600 or so people, you have 13 or so people clapping and trying to make more noise to make it sound like 600 people are clapping.
Speaking of that, I was watching stuff on New Coke, this week for whatever reason, and it just completely mirrored the Xbox One reveal.
New Coke.
Just
I don't
new
even
Coke,
know
yeah.
what kind of new drugs you're on, Brian.
What?
New.
You know what new Coke is?
I have no idea what New Coke is.
Is
Yeah,
that is it
when they
like
put
the
out
one?
the new formula of Coke in the '80s, and then everybody hated it because it was different, and they just said, "Hey, we're gonna change it, and you're gonna like it, and you have no choice."
Oh,
And everyone was backlash, and they protested,
yeah,
and they changed it within like
And then
3
Pepsi
months.
came along and they're just like, hey, guess what? Crystal Pepsi.
Exactly. No,
And then they
seriously,
dropped
that's
the
what it
mic.
was. And I was like, "This is exactly what just happened."
oh man.
And then they went back, and then everyone was like, "Oh, I love you now again because you're going back to the original formula."
To go back to
Oh,
Ryan's point
Microsoft.
about the future of E3 press conferences, I honestly think Nintendo's kind of jumped the gun on the path. They've started what will start to be E3 press conferences. It'll be pre-recorded streams that they'll put out. It's everything you need to know about what they're announcing for that year's products in one contained little thing, and one even more controlled little thing than a live press conference. That, and then as an extension of that, Nintendo last year and this year are doing the Best Buy thing again, where you can demo games that are on the show floor at E3 at a Best Buy. Eventually, I would love to see that maybe hit.
Sony already said they're doing that. The PS4 is equipped like with a whole like the Xbox One. I'm assuming is as well, but they haven't been as transparent about it. But Sony said that the whole idea of being able to start playing the game as it's downloading, or like or the PlayStation Now service of streaming a game from a remote server. Yeah. If you're say, hey, it's God of War 9, but you want to play it, but you can't be at E3, guess what? You can stream with your PlayStation Now from your home while E3. And then we turn the servers off the week that it's
exactly.
over.
The week of E3, stream out or have demos up on the PlayStation Store that have like a time allotment, or even the Xbox Store, I should say, because there are time demos out there.
Yeah.
It's not so much of a stretch to imagine that sometime in the near future at E3, during E3 week, we as gamers will be able to play demos of the new products that are at the E3 show floor, which I don't know if that would drastically change how E3 is done.
Yeah, it's gonna happen to like, especially if you change the format of the actual press conferences. It's gonna be the effect of like, you know, back in my day, we ran around with a stick and a beehive on it. You kids these days with your iPhones, you don't even know what excitement is, and it's just like, yeah, you're right, Grandpa, but you got stung a lot, and a lot of you died. So it's
Only
like,
3/4 of me died.
yeah. So, but I mean, like, it's one of those things where we're gonna look back and be like, "Oh man, the old press conferences were so much better because of all the bad reasons why." Because it's like, "Oh, remember this
Basically,
happened?
we'll be looking
remember
at it through
Cammy from Nintendo?
rose-tinted glasses.
Remember, this
Dude,
is."
remember Scott Moffat?
Remember
that
when
one year?
Battlefield froze up and it was like, I was so dumb. And it's like, we're remembering all the wrong reasons to remember it. We're just like, it was so great because of those reasons.
It'll be us looking through our rose-tinted glasses
Yeah,
at
unfortunately.
E3. But I am honestly looking forward to that as the potential future of E3. Controlled, pre-recorded press conferences that has all the information you need to have about what's coming out, what the press conferences need to do, because as much as it's not for us, it's for stockholders and the press. You could still do that for the press. You could still do that for the stockholders, and it benefits us as well. It's like everybody getting what they need.
That's right.
Damn it!
And
That means Phil Spencer needs to wear a suit again.
That's right, because Phil Spencer will be bringing Xbox news directly to you.
Directly to you.
Yeah. So, E3 skipping E3 or Nintendo skipping E3 this year again.
Not as bad of a thing as you thought it was.
Yeah, not as bad as you thought it
Chris-
was. Plus, we get a Smash Bros tournament out of it.
Chris, were you on my
Entertainment.
side that Phil Spencer's mouth looks like Batman?
Phil Spencer is just weird in and of itself, but yeah, now that I think about it, if you do cover up the top half of his face, I'm a Phil Spencer.
Exactly.
He's Bradley Cooper as Batman. Is Bradley Cooper Batman?
Oh no.
He is. He is.
Speaking of-
you're imagining it now, aren't you?
I am.
Bradley Cooper Batman.
No.
You're like, oh yeah, that's way better than Ben Affleck. Bradley Cooper Batman.
You're like, wait, Batman, hold on, let me
Probably.
fix this. Your cowl, it's all on crooked.
It's all crooked.
Love Batman.
Speaking of Nintendo, Satoru Iwata this past week, was in an interview, and he said that Nintendo needs to redefine what Nintendo must do in order to survive. And he kind of elaborated on that and said that Nintendo is no longer just a games company; they're an entertainment company.
Oh no!
So
he uttered the words.
Yep.
NEC.
So
they already make monitors.
the thing about this is I don't know whether I agree or disagree with this topic, because it seems this past console launch that they had with the Wii U isn't doing so hot, and that was when they were.
Can I just weigh in my entire argument?
Go for it.
I disagree.
You disagree?
That's
you think
my
they should
entire
just
argument.
You think they should be?
It's my whole argument. Everything is now on the table.
You just disagree?
I just disagree
Okay.
Wait.
entirely.
I
That
have
they
one.
should be a games company only?
Yes. No, I agree with that.
You agree that they should
I
be a
agree,
games...
but I
they-
disagree.
You disagree that they should be an entertainment company?
But I agree with the game. No, wait. I agree to disagree that they shouldn't. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
They should just make video games.
I have
Nintendo is in
one.
a really... Okay, go ahead, Piper.
I have a way this could play out. Follow me now too. 'Cause this might take a minute.
All right.
So,
I'm holding your hips. We're swinging our legs to conga.
all right, it's just all into hips. We got Nintendo. Say we've got Sony developing Morpheus. Yes.
I don't like where this is going.
Right. Nintendo needs to be an entertainment company.
No.
So we're gonna
So
get...
with the Oculus
No.
and the Morpheus coming out,
No.
Virtual Boy 2.0.
So basically, Piper, what you're saying is that we're gonna get a red Oculus Rift.
So what I'm
That will
saying
work
is,
that will work simultaneously with 2 Power Gloves.
if Piper was running Nintendo, they'd be out of business in about 6 months.
About 6 months ago.
This is just honestly bad news. This is really honestly bad news, because I think it's one of those things. It's Microsoft. It's Microsoft with really
Like, okay.
Microsoft just made this mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Harken
made
back
this mistake.
last year around 2 months ago, a year and 2 months ago. Harken back, Xbox One launch event. What was the single most uttered word on that stage?
Xbox.
TV. Well, TV and Xbox.
Sports.
Xbox TV, sports, Call of Duty.
Xbox, go home.
TV was one of the hugest focus of the Xbox One launch when it should have been games.
Right. Which wait, what are they doing now?
Games.
Oh, weird.
Weird. They refocused.
Wait, so the PlayStation 3 launched as a Blu-ray player and entertainment system, and then it's a
I honestly
it's a
feel-
gaming machine now.
I honestly feel that Nintendo's just in a panic right now.
Are they in their third? Is that what this is? My theory of thirds? Is this their third?
No, wait.
This would be their second third, right?
NES, SNES, 64, GameCube, Wii U.
Oh.
It's their second third.
It's their second third. This
Second
is their
third.
second third.
Oh, it holds water. Oh, we are so drinking out of this cup. Oh man.
So
Michael Pachter, move over.
Ryan has presented the theory of thirds, to where a company will go to its third console, get so full of itself that it makes a huge mistake,
That's
and then
right.
has to restructure.
And it has worked every single time so
PlayStation
far.
with the PlayStation 3 tanked when it first came out, obviously. Now Xbox One damaged it.
N64.
N64 when it first started out, yes, not so much.
Yeah,
Not
how
so
about that
much with
Tony
the
Hawk
sales.
sound? Oh, wait,
Oh.
no. Oh, how about that Final Fantasy set? Oh,
Oh.
somebody get the guys who make
So now-
cartridge
now
games
we're
a
on-
cigarette in a blindfold, Chris.
So now we're on our second, third Nintendo console, and they went in from the Wii U going everybody will buy a Wii U because they'll know what it is,
Right.
And they created market confusion because they just marketed the gamepad right off the bat. Nintendo, listen to us,
Dude, don't listen to Michael Pachter.
just cave,
Just listen to us.
just cave, be a
Just make
gaming company.
games. Man, just make a high-end gaming machine. You can do it, man. You have the
Right.
potential.
We'll talk about this in a little bit.
Everybody will buy
We'll
a
talk
Wii
about
U
this in a
because
little
we
bit.
forgot to make Bowling U.
Anyway, we'll get back to this because I want to save some of this for later.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on to the last bit of news story that we got here. GameStop is apparently closing 120 stores in the U.S.
Oh no,
Be
GameStop's going out of
taking
business.
those assets and that stuff that they'll get from closing those stores, and they'll be refocusing on trying to penetrate the mobile market.
Oh my.
I'm still okay with that.
I feel sorry for the mobile market.
I don't.
So
this
this
can
is the
blow
thing,
off,
though.
I'm just saying.
I couldn't find clarity on what this actually means, if they're going to try to start selling mobile games or producing mobile games, or if this is literally them trying to branch out their devices.
They're going to be the new Yakety Yak cell phone shop.
Almost certainly, yeah.
Well, I know they've been trying to
start selling
pimp out that
phones.
pretty hard, because they
Phones.
take tablets now. They sell
Yeah.
iPods, they sell iPod Touches, they sell iPhones.
It's the future.
They are just shy of Circuit City status right now.
Does that mean they're going to
Oh,
tank
man.
like Circuit City?
We all know where that went.
Oh,
Where service is state of
But
the art.
anyway, that was one of the bigger news stories this week, that they're closing 120 stores, and I thought it was weird that they're using all the resources from those 120 stores to kind of direct those resources into.
Oh man, so Rosenville's not going to have any GameStops anymore.
Because we have 120 of them.
Yeah.
we do, all of them, all the stores.
GameStops in our city are like Starbucks.
Yeah,
There's one on every corner.
and
And just to whoever doesn't live here in the listener base, they're like 5 or 6 around us.
there's
There
a lot.
are.
Yeah,
There
it's
are
Like
a lot.
within a 10-mile radius.
There's where we work. There's one in our shopping center, and then literally a
One across
freeway
the freeway.
overpass away. There's another one right there.
And then there's one at the
sorry.
mall about 3 blocks away from there.
There is one at the mall, 3 blocks from there, and then about
3 more
a
blocks.
mile away from that, there's another one at
Yep.
another shopping center.
Yep. It's like a chain
It's
reaction.
like it's like Starbucks. It's like herpes. It just keeps spreading.
Oh, dude.
Anyway, that's it for the
Moving
news.
on.
Moving on. Somebody give me an intro.
I can't. I'm sitting next to you.
What was that?
That's exactly my question.
All right.
That was exhaling in some
Was that
words.
words?
Was
No.
that-
Piper. Piper.
Yeah.
Guess what's happening potentially?
Theater them too?
No. Injustice 2.
Well, of course.
It's a second injustice.
It's a more injustices.
It's an, inju-
They offended me twice.
it's an injustice to fighting games.
Injustice 2 apparently has started development and will potentially be announced
NetherRealm,
at
that's
this
a
year
wrong answer.
E3. So
Right, the correct answer is Mortal Kombat 10 has started development.
Yes.
What are you thinking? What are you doing, man? Oh, that's right, because that
Injustice.
the
That one?
the Justice League movie's coming out, so they got to tie that.
Hey, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be out until like 2018, bro.
Yeah, they got that. This NetherRealm doesn't work fast. They are a slow company.
When's this game going to be done, Tom?
It took them
6
at
years.
least 2 decades to remember that they make 2D fighting games.
All right.
Injustice 2, the final injustice.
The final injustice. Anyway, moving on.
That's a rumor, by the way.
That's
We're
a rumor.
in the rumor.
We're in the rumor
segment.
section. This is the cauldron.
Because if you couldn't understand my exhalations,
Rumors a brewing in the cauldron.
This
here
is
at
now the
FFoP
cauldron.
Tower. Mass Effect Trilogy, which came out on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 at the end of last year. Actually, the end of 2012, excuse me. Wow, it's been a long time since that came out.
Right.
Will potentially be hitting the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in a remastered edition. So basically, we've already started off this new generation with HD ports.
Cha-ching.
Tomb Raider, The Last of Us,
Cha-ching.
cha-ching, money drops.
Cash
So,
in.
that and it's also a potential, hey, remember this series? We have a new game coming out this next year.
Cha-ching.
So please, play
it's
it.
cash-ins without any effort either. It's like, oh, well, we just made this game.
There you go.
Just
Like,
make
it-
it again. Wait.
It depends on what they do with it, though. Like, if it's actually, like, they put an honest effort into upgrading it as much as possible for a newer, better, harder working system,
Nope.
then I can see people being like, oh, okay, I'll give that one a double dip. But if it's just like, this is the same thing you just paid for on the PlayStation 3, and it looks the same, and it performs the same, and hell, hey, look at that frame rate.
Cha-ching.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it will most likely just be a straight port. But if they do clean up the effects, make it look a little bit better, then I can see people kind of going towards it. But rumor, nobody knows yet.
That's a bad rumor.
Yeah. So,
bad-
and then continuing our Nintendo discussion, this past week, rumors popped up again about a potential hardware reveal. We talked about Nintendo Fusion earlier this year, probably about 2 months ago now.
Okay, I'll let you go.
But-
No, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Go ahead and read your article.
Nintendo will apparently reveal new hardware at E3 2014. Nintendo has already commented on that. Usually we get Nintendo does not comment on user rumors and speculation, but we got a flat out no. Nintendo will not be revealing any new hardware at E3 2014, to which I said, yeah, because you're not going to E3 2014. You're going to reveal it in Direct. But a bunch of news sites have already said that they have sources within Nintendo, sources that used to be at Nintendo, and other sources in the gaming press, all saying that Nintendo is revealing some sort of hardware at E3 2014. Not necessarily brand new hardware, or new hardware in the sense of a new system, but possibly also could be related to a revision. A lot of people are speculating. Sorry to keep continuing my rambling, but if you go back and watch the video that Mega 64 just did for them for announcing this whole thing, Reggie picks up a box on his desk, and if you look closely at the box, it says Nintendo 2DS XL. So this could potentially be the hardware that they're talking about, but don't get super excited that this is going to be a brand new system or the Nintendo Fusion as we've talked about before. This could literally just be a hardware revision, a new version of the 2DS or a new version of the Wii U.
It's also most likely misdirection because we all think it's going to be like, oh, Wii U sucks, it's failing, they're going to announce the new home console and get rid of that turd and get on to the next good thing.
Yeah,
but we're not ready for that yet. You know what we're ready for? We're ready for a new portable system.
So do you think they're going to announce their successor to the 3DS?
Did I just hear a new Portal game?
Didn't that just come out?
It just came out 4 years
2 years
Yeah,
ago?
it's been 4 years ago. By the time, if they announce
Really?
this hardware, by the time this hardware would come out next year, it would be 5 years old, which is when most of the successors come out for Nintendo handhelds. There's usually only
about
a
the
5 year
trajectory.
gap. So, if that's true, potentially we could be getting the successor for the 3DS this year.
That's crazy.
If that's true, that is crazy. If that's true, I wonder how much more improved everything's going to be. Do you think it's going to be better than the Vita?
No,
No?
because Nintendo.
Because Nintendo.
No. Now, what I meant
But I
was
mean,
it's crazy.
every hardware iteration. I mean, every hardware iteration of their handheld has been, hey, this is a NES in my hand. Hey, this is a SNES in my hand. Hey, this is an N64 in my hand with the DS.
And then it stops there.
This is a kind of GameCube.
Hey, this is
Wii
still
in
an
my
N64 in my hand. Hey, this is an N64 XL in my
You're
hand.
not giving the 3DS enough credit. There are great looking games on there that are on par with some.
Yeah, there are some really good. You're right. There are some really good looking games on there.
As far as being completely
games like Ocarina of Time, Star Fox 64.
Yes, they are N64 games. I get your point there, but they still look better than their N64 counterparts, and they're not as good looking as a GameCube or a Wii. I will give you that as well.
It's basically an N64 with 2 expansion packs. You got the original expansion
You got that
pack,
RAMs in there, so it runs faster.
You got some more RAMs in there.
There you
Just
go.
a modern expansion pack, N64.
That actually makes a lot more sense to me now, to think that
Doesn't
there's
it?
a new handheld coming out.
Doesn't it, though?
Not your graphics comparison, but the new handheld being announced.
I think both.
Well, okay, so if we take that into account with the Fusion rumors earlier this year, do you think that they would announce both? Do you think that they would announce a successor to the Wii U at this point and just have the guts to call it a flat failure and just cut ties?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
No. I think they'll do a Wii U without the gamepad and cut the
can't.
price way down.
You can't do a Wii U without the
You
gamepad.
couldn't do a 3DS without the 3D, but then you could.
No. 3DS was completely visually optional. There are games on the Wii U that require the gamepad in order to use.
There are some 3D games that you have to have 3D to use, but
No, there are no 3D games on the 3DS that require you to use 3D. The only one that potentially requires it is Mario 3D Land for some of the puzzles.
But you can get through.
But you can get through them with just being like, oh, I can't get past this part. What do I do? Hence why it's compatible on the 2DS.
Right. Which is why the reps come in and put stickers on them that says compatible with 2DS.
Exactly.
So
I see the line of thought there because, more traditional controller, that kind of thing, cut down on costs on creating a tablet thing. But if they did that, you would literally splinter your market. And if you bought one of those Wii U's, you wouldn't be able to play Super Mario 3D World. You would, some of the more recent games are bad examples, but
you can't play 3D World because one person has to have the tablet.
Yeah, you couldn't play. They integrated.
You can't play Wii Party U. You can't play.
You can't play Nintendo Land.
You can't play Nintendo Land.
Yeah.
You can't play
any of the launch Wii U games. You wouldn't be able to play any of like the first 6 months Wii U games. You wouldn't be able to play. Only recently have they been making it like an option to where you can just be like, oh, I have a Pro controller, so I'm going to use that.
Do you think moving forward that there's not going to be as much backwards compatibility because so much will be reliant on peripherals that don't exist on the new consoles?
Maybe. I mean, it's possible that the next home console from Nintendo won't be backwards compatible with the Wii U because it won't have a dual screen.
Yeah.
Unless the rumor's true that the Fusion's controller is the DS.
The DS terminal, yeah.
And if the DS terminal is the controller, then that has 2 screens in it, so you could theoretically play Wii U games on it, but then you'd have to run them on that architecture, which is the same problem that Microsoft and Sony are running into. And you'd have to also redistribute the games digitally for that architecture, and they would start trickling them out slowly. If we've seen anything with the Virtual Console, it takes them a really long time to figure that crap out.
We started on the Virtual Console.
I don't
Nintendo Gaikai.
So, but yeah, no, the a gamepad-less version of the Wii U will never come out ever,
Right.
just because of that reason. But
Okay.
if they ever, if they did something that was compatible with Wii U software, hit like the Fusion is supposedly done and it is natively compatible with that Wii U and the DS terminal, do you think they would still announce something like that to where it is a new system, yes, but all your Wii U stuff will carry over? Then there's the problem that if they do in fact announce that, how much backlash are you going to get from everybody who bought a Wii U going,
Yeah, that's why you're not going to do that.
you.
No. What's going to happen most likely if they do the Fusion terminal thing is that they'll release the terminal first, and the terminal won't be called the terminal. It'll be called the new DS, whatever the DS line is going to be called, and then they'll sell it as a DS without the terminal yet, and everybody will buy it because everybody always buys the DS, and then there'll be millions of those out there, and then the home console will come out, and they're like, guess what? The home console ties directly with the console that you already have, and it can play both games.
Oh my god!
I gotta buy one of these because it already works with the thing I already own.
No, does that work so well for PS4 and Vita?
It's Nintendo logic, though.
Oh, okay.
The Vita...
Nintendo physics are different.
Even after launch, the Vita kind of integration with both the PlayStation 3 and the 4. Granted, it's much better on the PlayStation 4.
It's an
seems like an afterthought because when the Vita was made, it was like, hey, look out this really tricked out handheld that we made. It's awesome. There just happens to be compatibility with the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 3, especially an afterthought on the PlayStation 3 because holy crap, you can't do nothing with the Vita on PS3.
And then now that's a selling point because it's not selling.
Yeah.
So,
but if Nintendo went into it full knowledge of full compatibility between both systems, like they have talked about in the past, basically having a ecosystem between their two handheld and home console, I think it would work better for them. I don't necessarily know if it would help sell anything. I mean, it would, but like drastically, I don't know if it would do drastically. So, I don't know.
So one of my friends actually bought a PS4 and a Vita with it because he thought it would be cool. So, it could work.
There are the Vita, I mean, as in bad shape as it is right now, I mean, me personally, now that there's 2 big JRPGs that have been confirmed on it that we just talked about in this episode, I'm flipping my perspective on my Vita now because I'll actually have stuff that I'm interested in playing on it.
And they're talking more and more about remote play. That's becoming more of a reality.
Remote play is still a pretty common feature with most of the PS4 games, and it works. It works really well.
I've used it with Mercenary Kings a couple times.
So, while you're booping?
Yep. Booping with Kings.
Yeah. So, I don't know. This is all rumors and speculations right now. But I think we kind of nailed it on potential timeline of what would happen if they did announce a new Nintendo home hardware. It would be this Fusion DS terminal first, and then the Fusion home system after that, just to kind of get more Wii U out there and to
ride the Wii U, let it die gracefully, and then sell basically the peripheral first, which is the DS, and use that
Nintendo.
as marketing.
if anybody from Nintendo is listening to this, follow our timeline and then follow our advice about focusing on as a gaming company
And break the thirds.
and be smart.
Break the third
Always
cycle.
stay on your toes. Don't get cocky.
Right.
Hire
good.
someone to watch the market and what's going on for you.
Don't run with scissors.
You'll eventually
For your
fall
health.
For your
and
health.
Stab yourself.
Always wear
It's terrible.
sunscreen.
Always wear sunscreen.
That's rumors for this week. Do we have time for a main topic?
Don't tie your shoelaces together. It's not as fun as you think it is.
Do we have time for a main topic?
No, I don't think so.
I don't
We've been
think
going
so
for a
either.
very long time.
We have been. So we'll save what you playing for our next episode if we have time.
If we have a next episode.
If we have a next, we will have a next episode.
We'll see what happens after this. There might be some firing going on. We'll have to clean some house over here. The FFoP
Is it
house.
me?
Is it because I put Disney Infinity on the thing?
Maybe.
Ugh.
Maybe not.
It's because you farted.
We'll find out
It's
next week.
because I farted.
Well, no, it won't even be next week because we'll find out in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Next week you get to enjoy
Multi-tap.
the fine sounds of multi-tab.
Bum, 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 bum.
I don't even know if Jason's still here.
Jason,
No, he's
he's
gone.
gone.
Oh, Jason's gone.
We lost him to another podcast.
Yep.
He's fired.
He's
he-
fine. Jason, you're fired. We love
Right,
you.
and you don't have to trim the fat anymore.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for joining us, guys, for episode 137 of the FFoP Show. I'm your host, Chris. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Piper. Thank you, Jason, for being here while you were here. And enjoy Multitap next week, and we'll be back in a couple weeks for episode 138.
This has been another podcast brought to you by the crew at fistfulpotions.com. Questions? Comments? Please send them to mailbag@fistfulpotions.com. Visit the main site, fistfulpotions.com, of course, to subscribe to us through various outlets such as Facebook, Twitter, and iTunes. And as always, we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening, everybody.